Okay, Kantronics data engine built at the beginning of the 90s. That's a great unit. This is the front of it. On-off button, A1 to A8 LEDs. These are A1 and A2 are for port 1, TX and RX. A3 is connected, A4 SDA light, A5 male, A7 and A8 for port 2, TX and RX. Okay, so I've labeled them here so I don't get them mixed up. It's quite difficult to remember them. The back of these got a serial connection. We've got to build a cable from with an RJ45 to a DB9, port 2 DB15, port 1. So port 2 is the 1200 baud modem, and port 1 is the 9K6 19K2 modem. So it's got two modems installed. Let's have a quick look. So this is the main board here. It's got a little battery, the firmware here, and then you've got the modems which come installed on top of this board. As you can see, there are a lot of pins here. These pins here. Okay, we've got these pins here, these ones, these on the left top, and the one on the left bottom. Okay. And the modems are this one, which is the 1200 baud modem. I've checked the capacitors, the electrolytic ones, they seem to be fine, so I wasn't bothered to change or swap them with new ones. This is the 9K6 19K2 modem. Okay. So these two modems install on top of this unit here, this PCB. Okay. You have the manuals for each of them. This is the data engine one. Okay. So here, instructions how to build that cable. I believe this pinout is correct. I know there was an errata at some point. I believe this is the correct one. I've built one, and this is the correct pinout here. RJ45 to DB9. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Then you've got manuals for the modems as well. Okay, so here you've got jumpers. If you ever these are the jumpers for the 19K modem, 9K6. Jumper 8 should be in B only. It's pretty easy. I've done some testing with an HD Baofeng on the 1200 board. I built a little cable, and also I've tested the 9K6 19K2 port as well with a D4-10 unit, which is a 10 watts transceiver by Kantronics. Again, these units are pretty difficult to find now. So this is the Kantronics D4-10, as you can see here. Okay, this is the filter button in the bottom here. Remember, it's a channel. I've got to look it up in the manual again. I can't remember the other two. I've only tested it for a day or so. Okay, so these two again, I'll have to look in the manual. A couple of pots behind these holes here. The back of the unit, you have a Molex again, similar to the data engine. You've got a TTL DB9 port for 19K packet, which you can use in conjunction with the data engine on this. Just check on this port here, basically. So if you grab a cable from this port, from the TTL port 19K packet to the TTL port here, you can do 19K packet out of the box. Maybe so you'll got one of these cables like this here, which I've built. Okay, so there you are. You can also use it for analog modem 9K6 board. Again, from port 1 here, the 9K6 19K2 modem, but this time you connect to the analog port here for 9K6 on the D4-10. Okay, we've got a BNC antenna socket there, or plug, whatever. This is a 10 watts transceiver. It's got a fixed frequency 430.550 megs. Okay. I had to change a couple of capacitors on this one. I'm gonna insert that movie into this movie so you can see which ones I've swapped, because one of them was leaky. The other one, the ESR was a bit high. They were very close to the final amplifier, so they worked at pretty high temperature there. This is a D4-10 manual. Okay. Here we go, the meaning of those buttons there. I've done some testing 9K6 packet. I can remember. I'll come back to it anyway. It was about this bandwidth selection here. I'm not sure. I can remember. I'll come back to it. Okay, so what else? Yeah, that's pretty much it here. These are instructions how to build a cable. So we've only got, you need 4 lines. Line 1, push to talk, data input, which is pin 1, sorry, push to talk, pin 3 on the D4-10, audio and ground. Sorry, I'm looking at the wrong page here. Should be here basically. You probably find the same info in the data engine modem manuals, like the 9K6 19K2 one, I believe, somewhere here. Yeah, there you are. You've got them up here. Okay, so that's pretty much it for now. Okay, so I'm hooking up the units now. There's some power cables here. So these two basically, I've all labeled them up and stuff. So okay. This one goes to port 2 here. Okay, so I'm using the analog port here, not the TTL one. If I was doing 19K2 packet, I would have used this port here and this port here, TTL. With the analog packet 9K6, I'll do this port with this port here. Okay, got the power cables. Okay, so this is for this one takes 12 volts, about 300 milliamps. This one for TX takes about 2.5 amps, less than 2.5 amps anyway. So 2.5 amp, 12 volt should do. Okay, so okay, I'm gonna stop here because it's getting complicated with hooking up this. Gonna hook up the aerial, so I'm gonna pause it now. Okay, so I've prepared all the units here on the right. It's the D4-10, the 10 watts data transceiver, and on the bottom is the data engine. I've got a SWR meter there as well. I've turned them on. Okay, it's got a green LED there as well. On the top here, well, left of the screen, it's FT8800 and a PK96. Okay, let's see. They are both connected to dummy loads, so let's see now. I'm gonna fire up the terminal programs as well. Data engine on the right is connected to COM 12, I believe. The other one to COM 8. We'll see in a minute anyway. Okay, come back to port 8 on the right hand side. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, we've got that. On the left here, remember what port it was? 12, I believe. Okay. Yeah, we've got the PK96 here on the left. Let's check my call here. And my call. Okay, fine. That's my defunct radio club when I was a kid. It doesn't exist anymore. Right, so H board. Yeah. Oh, they don't have H board. Yes, modem tells you what sort of modems and how they work, which ones are installed. And okay, so type B0, I believe is 9K6. No, actually, I can't remember. Oh no, no, I've got to look it up in the manual again. Sorry. Anyway, it should be. Let's try. Okay. So these are unconnected frames, unproto frames. As you can see on the right hand side, the needle goes up to 10 watts, and A1, which is the TX, A2, I believe, is the receiving LED for frames. Here on the right, you can see the TX here lighting up. Sorry. Okay, let's see on the left here. Window on the left. No, we haven't command yet. I have to go into on Proto. Yeah, you can't see on Proto frames on the right here because you have to enable, I believe, Proto receiving and Proto frames. I haven't got them enabled. On the left, they get received quite fine. Anyway. Okay, as I said, this unit hasn't been set up to receive on Proto. As you can see, the text on the right pasted here, this lorem ipsum text has been copied just fine. Let's connect once again. We copied just fine on the left here. Let's connect once again. Control C. Sorry. Let's okay. Connect. Yeah, this is much faster now. Okay, if we paste stuff on the right here, some larger text. Yeah, it's been copied just fine on the left here. If we paste some text on the left. Let's see how it goes over to the other side, to the data engine. Yeah, pretty fast now, so it's all good. Let's try again. Yeah, the stations are pretty close to each other, and they're also connected to dummy loads, so it may not be the perfect setup here. Okay, so yeah, so that's it. 9K6 packet with data engine and D4-10 units.
This is a Kantronics D4-10, as you can see here. C49 here was leaky, so I had to swap it out basically with a good one. Let me try and find it. I bought two types, well, two casings, let's say. It's a 10 microfarad, 105 degrees, 35 volt. So you can, I'm not sure which one I'm gonna probably put this one. This one has got a lower ESR as well. It's 1.2, this is 1.6 I believe. So this is made by JRB, and this is by Dublier or some sort of, yeah. Anyway, and this is the one I've taken out, which is pretty much mashed, as you can see. So it was here, there's a lot of electrolyte there. I had to take out these 6 bolts here. You see these 6 holes around the amp here. Take this aside, this resistor, it was soldered there. And this goes underneath, like that. And it's secured with some bolts, and you can put some wipe the paste there. We've got to put some white paste basically for the amp there. Okay, so this is the bottom side basically. Yeah. Okay, we need to put some white paste. This is where the capacitor was. Okay, I'm gonna put a new one in there. Obviously I'm gonna wipe this area here with some isopropylic alcohol, and that's pretty much it basically. If you ever buy one of these units, this is built in 1991 or whatever, around that time anyway. You need to check these. This was obvious, it was damaged. I'm gonna check these as well, it's big ones. I'm gonna check the ESR to see whether they're okay. There's some little ones here, this one here, the big one there. They look okay, but I'll just double check the ESR there. So that's pretty much it, yeah. Kantronics D4-10. Okay, so the capacitor is now in place. I'm checking the connection here. Yeah. And this one, see if it's okay. Also checking it against the point here, which is supposed to be connected to. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, so I've put a little capacitor here, similar to the previous one. I'm gonna have to screw these back in to the heat sink here, and add a bit of a paste as well. Probably this one here, thermal grease. I've used it before. See if it comes out. Okay. I'm just gonna drop a bit there. Probably it's too much. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna screw this back in and that's pretty much it. Okay, so the screws are now back in place. It was a bit tricky, it's got some spacers there as well somewhere. These four corners. Right, all I've got to do now is put this back in. So, right. Yeah, should be alright. Acceptable. Yeah, there's a lot of solder there, of course. Yeah, I'll probably test it later, not today. Okay, so I've changed this one as well, which is a 1 microfarad, 50 volts, up to 105 degrees one. This is pretty close to the final amp here, as well as this one, which I've changed as well. That's why they're pretty much gone by now, because it's very hot, and obviously they work at high temperature. I put a bigger one here, I didn't have any smaller form. And also with this one, when you swap it, you have to be careful, because the size, because as you can see, it's very close to this edge here, so it needs to be pretty much the same size as the original one, or smaller, as you can see, otherwise it won't slide through there. Okay, so the rest of them, the ESR on this one, on the 1 microfarad, was about 5, which was pretty high, so I've changed it with this one. The rest of them are pretty much okay. I'll leave them for now because I haven't got any time. Okay, so there it goes back. This one obviously goes back in a certain way, so the holes on the bottom here align with the heat sink. Okay, so that's pretty much it. On the front here has got 3 screws which need to be taken out. This one, one here, and one here. And at the back you've got 2 at the sides, one here, plus all the little screws for the DB9, and there's like a washer here that needs to be taken out. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Kantronics D4-10.